Dear students, today we shall learn a new poem for the returning home. Poet Dilip Chitre. Children, Dilip Chitre was one of the most prominent Indian writers in post-independent India. He was a bilingual poet, wrote both in Marathi and English. He was a critic, painter, translator, and a filmmaker. Children, he received the prestigious Sahitya Akademi Award in 1994 for his Marathi book of collected poems. He was one of the most important persons behind the Little Magazine movement in Marathi. This poem, For the Returning Home, is probably the most famous poem by this Indian poet. Children, it is an autobiographical poem. The major themes in this poem include estrangement, alienation, isolation, old age in a modern society, and the generation gap. The poet depicts the picture of his own father in this poem, who is old now, and shows his loneliness and world weariness. It is a free-verse poem, children. There is no set rhyme scheme, no dominant meter. There are two 12-line stanzas, 24 lines in total. Children, enjambment is used in this poem very well. Enjambment takes place when a line carries on into the next line without punctuation, continuing the sense in the poem. This poem is a dramatic monologue. The voice of the poet, who is the son of his father, describes two scenes from the life of his father. This poem is the true account of his father. Children, let us read the first stanza now. My father travels on the late evening train, standing among silent commuters in the yellow light. Suburbs slide past his unseeing eyes. His shirt and pants are soggy, and his black raincoat stained with mud, and his bag stuffed with books is falling apart. His eyes, dimmed by age, fade homeward through the humid monsoon night. Now I can see him getting off the train like a word dropped from a long sentence. He hurries across the length of the grey platform, crosses the railway line, enters the lane. His chappals are sticky with mud, but he hurries onward. Children, what do we see here? Let us discuss. Dear children, the poem begins with the poet's description of his father's travelling home. His father is travelling by a late evening train after finishing his work. His father is standing among the silent commuters, the passengers in the yellow light inside the train compartment. After working hard the whole day, his father is returning home, standing on feet, as he has not got a seat in the train to relax. The passengers are silent. They are not friendly enough to converse with each other. Children, it is a monotonous train journey. The suburbs are sliding past the moving train. The poet's father has no intention to look at the scenes because he sees those scenes, the beauty of the nature, the landscape every day, and has no special interest to look at the sliding scenes through the windows or doors of the train in his tiredness. That day was a rainy day. Poet's father's dresses are all wet in rain. The black raincoat that he wears has become dirty, stained with mud. His father is carrying a bag. The bag is loaded with books. His bag is heavy, it seems, and his father is suffering to handle the bag during the journey in the crowded compartment. Father's eyesight has become poor due to old age. Therefore, he finds it difficult to move about in the dark night. It is a humid monsoon night. Children, the poet's father gets down the train. The poet says that he can see his father getting down the train like a word dropped from a long sentence. The poet compares his father to an unimportant word in a long sentence. The poet means how insignificant his father's presence was to the crowd in the train. No passenger misses his absence in the crowd when he gets down. Children, the poet has used a simile here. This comparison is highly unique and it provides an evocative image of an old man. He chopples sticky with mud. After getting off the train, his father hurries towards his home. He crosses the grey platform and he crosses the railway line, and finally he enters his house lane. Children, now we shall go through the second stanza of this poem. Home again, I see him drinking weak tea, eating a stale chapati, reading a book. He goes into the toilet to contemplate man's estrangement from a man-made world. Coming out, he trembles at the sink, the cold water running over his brown hands. A few droplets cling to the graying hair on his wrists. His silent children have often refused to share jokes and secrets with him. He will now go to sleep, listening to the static on the radio, dreaming of his ancestors and grandchildren, thinking of nomads entering a subcontinent through a narrow pass. See these lines. Home again. I see him drinking weak tea, eating a stale chapati, reading a book. Children, the second stanza of this poem starts here. In this stanza, the poet depicts the isolation of his father in his own house. The poet says his father is drinking weak tea and eating a stale chapati. It seems father is uncared in his own house. His basic requirements are not provided even in his tiredness by the members of his family. Father concentrates on reading a book while taking tea, as if father has no expectation for getting care and attention from the members of his family. He goes into the toilet to contemplate man's estrangement from a man-made world. Children, estrangement is the fact of no longer being on friendly terms. The word toilet may act as a symbol of how small his world has become. He enters the small room to contemplate, to think over his loneliness, to spend some time just alone. Poet's father comes out from the toilet and goes to wash basin. The poet observes his father is trembling at the sink when the cold water is running down his brown hands. Children, this trembling might be due to old age or coldness of water or the fearful thought of his isolation, of his loneliness. Now, the poet speaks about the old man's relationship with the members of his family. His silent children have often refused to share jokes and secrets with him. His bad-tempered children do not share a close or friendly association with their father. Now, we are in the final stanza of this poem. He will now go to sleep, listening to the static on radio, dreaming of his ancestors and grandchildren. His father is going to sleep listening to the radio. He's thinking about his ancestors grandchildren, thinking about the Aryans, the people who entered the Indian subcontinent through a narrow pass in the ancient time. In this way, his father finds some solace in thinking about the old and new generation. He thought of the Aryans, uh, it may indicate that he's thinking of how the society had changed since the old time when they had come here. Children, the modern world has no place for the elderly people. He may think so. Modern world has no one to think about the old people's loneliness or care for them. While listening to the radio and thinking about them, his father is attempting to escape from this mundane routine life devoid of any human contact. Children, this poem is an account of any old man who does hard work for his family but leads a pathetic life where no one is there to give him company and care. Children, this poem has given the poet lots of admiration and popularity through all these years. Would you please suggest a beautiful moral of this poem and write to me? Please like the video, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you are new. Please press the bell icon to get new updates. Thank you.